get rolling.
Shit.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Jesus.
got
You have every
everything.
status effect. Jesus. Okay, so...
How are you moving?
I don't know. Drugs. Lots of drugs.
Yeah, mainly magic.
Mainly
So,
math.
the last we left off, you all were in the village of Arasnu, which, I don't know why, but finally, on the third session here, we have a village map. And the village of Arasnu is in the... is obviously in the demi-plane where we are. You'd escaped into the mist, and get that off the middle of the map. And obviously you've come to this land known as... Oh, I can't remember the name for some reason.
Arasnu.
Well, you've come to Arasnu, which is the name of the place, but it's... What is this place called, Wayne? What is this, this...
Barovia?
Barovia, thank you. For some reason it was escaping me. You've come to Barovia. I was thinking Ravenloft, but I was like, no, that's not right. You've come to this land, you've heard the name Barovia thrown around a few times. And, you're here, and you've decided to do a favor for the villagers. Winter is coming, it's very close, ironic, Game of Thrones-esque. It seems to be a little heavier than normal. Get your fucking ass off the middle of the map. And so you decided to do some of the villagers a favor and find the two hunters who were providing furs for trade for the village, which helps them survive throughout the winter when a certain caravan comes through and they trade with it. You set out and you found these two characters, or at least one of them at first, at their camp, and it looked like he had been eviscerated by some sort of wolf being, or wolves plural. You tracked and eventually figured out that the husband and wife duo, this pair was, the wife had killed the husband after the husband had come at her for being a werewolf, and having that curse passed on through their bloodline. You managed to find this werewolf and bring her down from her rage. And you have managed to bring her back to the village, and with some outside help of an elf you'd met previously, at least managed to subdue the curse for the time being. You don't know exactly how it'll be affected later on, but at least for the moment, it seems to have worked. You guys spent a couple days in here. You have a few NPCs with you that I'll reiterate for you all, which I did put in the notes for our group. The person, the elven caster known as Aya Glenmere, who you met outside of Barovia prior to the whole deal that was the mist and all that. You have two elves that came with her as well. You have Sybil the Gur, the seer and mastermind behind all of the missing Gur, trying to garner support and power before the mist encroached upon Flan and all of that. You have Quiver, the lost boy, who Sybil said was important and who you rescued right before being taken into the mists. And you have Alina Vaduva, who is the skilled hunter and tracker and also werewolf. And those are all the sort of companions you've acquired and sort of stuffed into this location where you guys are staying. And that was my long-winded recap, as you all have spent a few days in Arasnu, gotten a little bit of a feel for the village. And you find yourselves suddenly in the town of Arasnu. Obviously, you guys know a heavy shroud of snow has fallen across the village, and you find yourself inside the inn, the Seven Tables, preparing to eat another hot meal. You've had a few here in the last few days. The common room is filled with locals, many of them sort of hunkered down, shoulders over their, like almost up to their ears, just trying to stay warm in this break they have for the blizzard, and then to return to their homes. And an aura of fear and superstition has sort of permeated the room as the villagers engage in discussing some rumors that have been floating around town since you guys have arrived. Yeah, so you guys are in the 7 tables in, and I need each of you to roll a, as you guys are sitting in here, to sort of just gather information on where you are. I'm going to need all of you to roll me a d20. Just a flat one.
A dex
Oh, what?
or...
A flat d20.
Oh. Was it /R?
/R, space d20.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Sick, 2 natural ones.
What do I need to roll?
Just a straight d20.
16.
16, okay, so you guys both got 16s, nice. So Darren, as you're listening, you missed the last adventure, so you're just trying to catch up on what's been happening around town. And you hear something. You hear that the Burgio Master, who you've heard your companions talk about, has recently increased the number of guards he pays to watch over his home. And Zook, you're listening, and you hear that a new resident, Auric Lavus, frequently takes trips out of town and returns with various goods that he sells to another seller in town known as Filar. So at this point, you guys are nursing your drinks. You're sort of trying to gather information about what the hell this town is, what's going on in this town, because it's still strange for you. It's just the morning.
Okay.
If you guys would like to role play out informing Darren about what happened, you can do that. You can
Darren,
engage
should have been
further
there.
with
It was
the
great.
locals.
That was it.
I spent a good amount of time listing all the ways we could have died, and Darren missed out on that.
Yeah. Cal talks about how eviscerated the corpses and stuff. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Darren. I cut you off.
No, it was just I couldn't attend because I came down with a bit of a cold. All that mist we went through, I think, gave me a cold. It was rather cold and rainy, so yeah, too much for me. I was in bed with the sniffles while you guys were out risking your lives. Oh, I tell everybody about what I've heard. That,
Oh, yeah, the rumor?
Somebody's got something to guard. He's got something valuable in that house. I bet you any money.
Are you guys just going to sit here and just listen, or do you want to do anything more active? You can feel free to engage with others around the room.
Well, yeah, who's talking about the extra guard?
I guess Darren notices a couple older gentlemen talking about how the snobby lord of the town has sort of increased his guards, his watch, or his guards.
Can I walk over there and awkwardly like sashay my hair? I guess she's not used to like trying to flirt with people, but she's gonna do it anyway.
Nice.
And she's gonna sit down and hear about ask them to tell her more about these burgomasters.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a charisma check. It can be persuasion if you have it proficient. Yeah, so you hear. I need you to roll me 2d20. Don't put a space in between the two, and you should be good.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no rush. So you wander over to this group of older gentlemen who are talking about the Burgio Meister having extra guards and such. Yeah, and you as you're walking over, you hear an additional sort of rumor that they start talking about, the Burgio Meister, and then they talk about, as you're walking over, an ancient artifact of some sort of ancient origin, important to Lord Strahd. Definitely lies hidden here. That's probably why we've had such bad weather lately. And then you get to the table and you're asking them about the Burgio Meister and Burgio Master.
I think it's Burgomaster.
Yeah, it's probably Burgomaster. Since you've run this, I'll definitely defer to you for some pronunciation. Burgomaster. And you're asking about that, and they turn to you and say, "Well, yes, you see, he's sort of an asshole, and he runs the town, but he's got power, so we don't exactly have much to do about it."
I guess my question is that you talked about an artifact. Is that some kind of legend that goes on around this town, or? I mean, an artifact. The word artifact makes it sound like it's been there for a long time.
Well, it's not necessarily been here for a long time, but it may have been picked up. Our Burgomaster here is a bit of a connoisseur of strange shit that he doesn't need, if you know what I mean.
I suppose you're talking like he's a collector.
Yeah, basically he spends all of our hard-earned money on random bullshit.
I see. I feel for you. Life is fleeting anyway, but you know you want to enjoy it.
Yeah, cheers to that, cheers to that, and they all clink their drinks and they take a sip.
Cool. I return to my party and I tell them about this strange artifact that the Burgomaster might be collecting, and Callie's eyes get a little bit of glint because it might be valuable or it might be magic.
The rest of you have an action during this time that that Callie is wandering around as well. If you'd like to do something, or you can just, if you'd like to not do anything, just listen. You can roll a perception check, and then I'll let you know what else to roll.
Any just passive, get anything for me?
Passes won't. If you want to just sit and listen, you can roll a perception check.
All right.
Ooh.
Roll me 3d20, Urba.
Oh, I should be rolling perception.
If you're just sitting and not engaging with anything, then yeah, you can just sit there.
17.
17, okay. Roll me 2d20 straight, Wayne.
9, 6.
Okay. All right. So you hear, Zook, that one of the sellers in town, Philar's wares are far too plentiful, consistent, and high quality to not be ill-gotten. And you hear a bunch of people muttering about how Philar has it good and easy, and he's not an honest man. Urba, you hear that Eric, the man in the wolfskin cap, only seems to speak with Philar and avoids all the other townsfolk. And they keep whispering about how he smells like shit all the time. Whenever he walks by, he must not shower or wash at all. Additionally, while you guys are listening, you all pick up on this together. Without the Viduvas, there won't be quality furs to outlast the winter. Thankfully, you guys have sort of remedied that solution by getting those furs before. So that's sort of, they're glad that you guys have at least staved off that portion of it. They talk about how the crops are failing. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Our crops somehow aren't going to be enough this year. And if winter persists longer than usual, we're screwed. They talk about how after last night, the commotion where you guys came in and brought back one of the two hunters that the Burgomaster has left for temporarily on business. And additionally, you hear further rumors about this artifact that have sort of drawn a handful more outsiders to Arasnu, but most of them seem to have sort of come up missing after a few days. And finally, that Philar, the owner of the Eyes of Midnight, and a new resident, Eric, have been doing quite a lot of business together. So you guys you've gotten quite a lot of information about this about the area in town, about the happenings in town, and yeah, you guys are all that has happened. What would you guys like to do at this point? You have a couple of different places you can go on the map. The rumors have pointed toward the Burgomaster's residence, the Eyes of Midnight. You guys would have known this, but there's a Viduva trading post, which is basically where I believe they... let me double check.
Did you share that people feel that the Burgomaster just spends their money on random shit?
Yes, I did.
We could always redistribute the wealth.
I am also interested in murdering the Burgomaster.
I did not say that. I said redistribute the wealth. Big difference. Child.
So yeah, you could go to the Burgomaster's house if you'd like.
If that's what Grandpa wants to do.
I got no
What's the
problem with stealing.
Burgomaster's name again?
Burgomaster.
Or we can check out the shifty shop.
Burgomaster
That's our
Ivan
favorite.
Randovic.
Got it. Also, I love how Zeus just got called the old man. Didn't we learn that? Figure out that Herbad's actually older than Zeus.
I believe so, yeah. And in actual years, yeah. Yeah, so as you guys are sitting there, one of the other, the sort of innkeep, Marku Graylon, who works here at the Seven Tables, he says, "You guys should have a look at the shops around town if you're bored. I know you haven't been here too long, but there's always something interesting in there. I'm sure you'll find, you know, at least interesting, more interesting than here and drinking ale." So yeah, you guys pretty much have free reign of the town. You have some rumors, and you can feel free to ask me clarifying questions so I can do what I do best and point you in the right, not the right direction, but point you in a direction that, or clarify information.
So
That'd be
Zach,
okay, just
if I'm
nice.
looking at this map, we're at the Seven Tables Inn. Oh, okay, I see it. I see where number 4 is. Okay, cool. So Eyes of Midnight is the opposite direction of the Burgomaster's residence, but Eyes of Midnight is the closest if we wanted to check out that shady shop and see what they're doing.
I see 1, 2, 3, and 5, but I definitely don't see 4. Oh, I see it now. Okay. 4 is right here in case you missed it.
Guys. Either way, I think we need to get people on the straight and narrow in this place.
Cool. So you guys are agreeing to head to the Burgomaster's house?
Sure.
I'm going to keep doing that because one of my favorite Christmas things is the Burgermeister Meister Burger. So.
Hold on one sec, I'll be right back. My dog's flipping out. Gotta see what it's about.
Sure, no worries. So you guys spend a little bit of time heading to the Burgomaster's residence, and you've sort of gotten enough hints, and it's pretty much the nicest building in town, so it's not too difficult to find, and you find it pretty simple, like I said. The building's the most sturdy looking and the most stout looking. It sort of makes sense given the winters you see here that it'd be less flashy and more functional. It's crafted mostly from bricks and some petrified timber. The low shingled roof hangs over the front door, creating a small area of cover from the snowfall, where a few armed guards appear to be resting.
We just go knock on the front door.
Is there any ways, like any shrubbery to go up? And
Let me check real quick.
Hold on to Urba's leg, and I'm gonna send Isilios.
Aha, I
through
see this,
and-
yes.
I'll put you in the backpack.
Sure. And I'm gonna go into Isilios and fly around. What's going on around the house?
Yeah, so you go into Asilios as you're seeing through Asilios' eyes, your familiar, your upgraded Raven or Crow familiar. And you're flying around. It's a single level home. There's a shallow set of wooden stairs up front and an ornate front door. Out back, you see more guards, and it seems like there's a cellar covered in a layer of snow a little bit, and there's more thugs out back guarding that back door as well. And that's pretty much it. There's a couple of windows you could probably break into if you really wanted to.
He's really guarding this place.
Yeah, but it seems to be pretty high off the ground and such.
Are any of the upper level windows open?
There's only one level, so it's just
Oh.
it's a one floor.
I want to land on the chimney.
Yeah, there's.
I'm assuming you would have a chimney.
I don't know exactly. It doesn't.
Electrocuted.
Well, you know, the module doesn't mention a chimney, but yeah. So there's sort of a chimney there. Yeah.
Is there smoke coming out of the chimney?
There currently is not. No.
Look around, and when I think no one's really looking, I'm going to fly down the chimney.
Yeah, you try and fly down the chimney, and you run into a grate that appears to be over the sort of bottom of the chimney, so that no animals or mice would get in. Aeschylus doesn't take any damage because he can see it coming, and he probably wouldn't actually run into it. But there appears to be a grate to prevent similar birds from getting into this warm place. You see a couple of other bird skeletons in here. Squirrel skeletons, small rodents.
Pop back and let Aeschylus decide if he's gonna come back or not.
Yeah. You, after a few moments of enjoying the slightly warmer air, you see Aeschylus flutter around and then return to your shoulder where the iguana would normally sit.
Well, we can't go in the chimney. I think we should just go knock on the front door. It's got a lot of thugs out back, though, so I think it's better to go in the front.
Yeah,
Sorry,
there are thugs out front and out back, just in case you missed the first part.
But
Yeah.
more out back.
About the same number. 3 and 3 right now, as far as you can tell.
Can we say we found Darren on the road and we need to see that he gets a good night's rest, etc., and that we talk to the burgomaster because he's the leader of this place?
You could say that, sure, why not?
Oh, Irva, since you've got me strapped in here while I was away.
Hey, buddy,
Forward.
you're back. Onward, you say? And
Yes.
I'll
As a
move in, I
riding
guess.
crop.
I don't even know where we are. Are we even on the map?
You're not. You're at number 2. A bigger blob.
We're at number 2. All right. We're charging straight in, correct? Correct.
Yeah, we're just going straight up to the front door and knock, old man.
I mean, this village isn't that big. It's not like he's like the mayor of the largest city in the world. We just knock on his door.
Now here, are we breaking down the door, or are we just kind of knock?
Knocking.
Okay. I go up and I guess I knock on the door.
So as you attempt to walk up, you see the thugs narrow their eyes and you go, "Oi, what you think you're doing?"
We need to talk to Ivan. Ivan?
It's Ivan and he's not here.
Evan. Oh.
Can we wait here? We found this boy on the road and he really needs to be taken care of.
Well, take him to the tavern then. It's not like he can help if he's not here.
Do you know where he might have went?
He's on a business trip.
What kind of business?
It's none of our business, it's none of your business.
Fair enough. Do you have a time frame of when he'll be back?
They shrug. We were paid to guard here, we'll sit here and we'll guard here.
And how many
You're
are
not
there?
very smart, are you?
There's 3 that you see out front.
And there's 3 more, Herba.
But with your passive perception, you do see they're pretty cold and they don't look too happy.
Oh, okay.
They're sort of blowing on their hands, tucking them under their armpits. It's cold outside.
How about, could I toss the 3 that are here, could I toss them a sum of gold just to, here you go get warm at the tavern or something like that?
How much are you throwing them?
Whatever buys a couple of drinks.
A drink is probably around 3 copper is the cheapest you can get a drink for.
All right, then I'll throw them. Yeah, then I'll throw them like a couple of coppers then, or a couple of silver pieces. All right, I'll throw him like 3 gold pieces apiece.
A piece? Okay, cool. Roll me a persuasion check. And what do you say to them as you say this?
I kind of just like, I pull out the bag. I'll just kind of split them up. And I'll just toss them each one a drink, and I'll just say, "You guys look kind of chilly out here. You guys should go get something to eat. Warm up a little bit. I know it's cold out."
Sure, go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Yeah, you don't want to get hypothermia, and Zook's gonna just go all the way into what hypothermia is.
Yeah, you oh
Give me it.
Jesus. All right, they can resist, but it's a 1 in 400 chance. So are you guys ready for this? Yeah, no. They you see them armpits under their hands, and they go, "Yeah, fuck this shit. I'll take 3 gold to get the hell out of here and get a drink." And they grab the 3 gold and they wander off. So you mark off 9 gold.
Yep, I did. I got 400 even. And so there's only 3 of
Oh,
them.
hang on,
gone,
I
correct?
muted myself, or I made myself talk soft. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's 3 of them gone, correct?
Yep.
All the ones up front. Let's go in.
Let's go in.
All right. You go to the door. What do you do?
Do we break down the door?
I cast Thaumaturgy and open the door. If it's unlocked, it would pop open.
It doesn't.
Of course it doesn't.
I can't open the door.
Oh, question:
I did not take knock.
as the guards walked away, did I see like a key on them or anything?
No, they didn't appear to have a key or anything.
Okay.
You think if they probably had a key, they might be inside.
Irma,
Yes.
check under the doormat.
I look under the doormat for a key.
While I wait to see what Darren's gonna do.
I have thieves' tools I can use.
Zach, is there anything under the doormat?
No, you do not see anything under the doormat. Though that is a very good.
Take the opportunity to jump out.
Could I try and lockpick the door?
Yes, please. You may roll your thieves' tools.
10.
Yeah, you're fiddling with the door, and it let me find the DC. It doesn't seem to be working. You're like, this one's a different lock. It's better than the rest of the town that I've been practicing on. Oops, I didn't mean to say that out loud. And you're sort of fiddling with it. It doesn't seem to be working.
There are windows right there.
It's just gonna say, Halia, I've heard of what you just did. Can you try it on one of the windows?
Twiddle my fingers and cast Thaumaturgy on a nearby window for it to pop open.
Yeah, the window shutters and then stays closed.
Wow, this guy's paranoid.
They appear to be thick glass windows because of the winter here.
I mean, I have a
I take my pickaxe
crowbar.
and break down the wall.
Who doesn't lock their doors?
I got a shovel!
So we have a crowbar, a shovel. You can dig in, or you can try and open the door with a crowbar.
We could burn down the house. I've got this fire flower.
That would get the walls out of your way.
We could just go, murder the guards out back and enter through the basement.
Let's see.
You are bloodthirsty today.
We could just have you run the door down.
Darren, did you give us a speech in the morning?
Yes.
That's
I
I'll allow
always
that.
do.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I tell you all about my fever nightmares / dreams
God.
that I had. They're great.
Lots of howling
I like to
wolves.
imagine there's some kind of creepy wet dream that you have as like a 12.
Oh god. Oh god. There were wolves, but they were hot.
Hot wolves, yeah.
All right. What would you guys do? What are you guys doing?
Which of us is the strongest?
I think it's you.
Me?
We don't have our paladin.
We don't have our paladin. Oh,
So.
that would be me.
That would be Emil. Yeah, Emil's not here. Emil is indisposed in bed. He got he got the
I'm
flu.
I'm not actually very
I'm
strong
gonna
at
go
all.
try to knock the door down.
You're gonna try and
Take
knock
my
the door
crowbar.
down? Yeah,
Take my crowbar.
you're using
I
the
got a
crowbar or
shovel.
not?
I'm gonna put my gnome-sized shovel in and push on it.
Go ahead and roll an athletics check with a +1. instead of your -1.
So, like, it would be straight, or you give me +2?
I'm giving you +2 total.
9.
You wedge your little shovel in there. You're like, he definitely doesn't. It doesn't really. You see it moving, but it's not. It's
I
not.
sit down,
As he does that,
visibly
can I
out
help
of
him?
breath.
Can I help him with the?
Yeah, you're gonna do the crowbar above him as he does that. Sure, you can lodge that bad boy in there. Go ahead and roll with advantage.
What am I rolling?
Athletics. With advantage, you got one more.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you see, you see as like you see basically Zook is like hanging on the top of his like wedged in there shovel. You just like a little bit of effort one way and then the opposite direction, and pop, the door pops open. The lock is completely broken, of course, and Zook sort of flies backwards a little bit as he's hits the ground.
Do I hear any guards say anything?
You do not. You guys actually notice with your passive, Urba, you notice a couple people walking by. They don't say anything. They don't say anything. They look the other way. They don't seem to care.
Let's go in before someone cares.
To be honest, I don't think anybody's gonna care.
Warm and inviting, the inside of this home is decadent. The furniture is adorned with many flourishes and rich with deep, vibrant colors on the upholstery. The faint scent of spices and well-oiled leathers fills the air. This is Pimp This House. So you guys are on the inside. The interior of the home is sort of simply laid out, but it's well-furnished and decadent. To the right side of the entryway is sort of a large hearth. There's an oil painting of Ivan himself. He's got his self-portrait in there. And in the corner sits a well-dressed canopy bed with overstuffed pillows and a footlocker at its base. At the opposite end, yep. Okay, you guys both dart toward the footlocker. The opposite end of the home contains a well-stocked larder and a dining area, and a cabinet full of exotic liquors and spices. All of you, I think, see a draft coming up from the inside of the footlocker, and
What? Yep.
a windy draft, appears to be coming up from the footlocker for some reason.
Question. Just general question. Do we like this guy or not?
This guy is pretty well known to be an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
gonna shovel and see if I can move the footlocker if there's a draft there. It's
The,
like
uh,
a lever.
all right. Well, you guys.
So what are you looking at in the footlocker? Because
There's a draft coming out from beneath it. I'm trying to put the shovel underneath it and like lift it up so I can see underneath.
oddly enough, the footlocker appears to be attached to the ground.
How big is it? Could you like step into the footlocker?
It seems to be pretty big. Yep.
Yeah.
You see Zook with his like shovel wedged in, just like ping up and down.
Yeah, it's like a seesaw almost. Ding, 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 ding. And the footlocker actually is unlocked. I'm assuming at some point Urba or Zook flips the lid and it's unlocked.
Somebody can do that. While you guys are doing that, I would like to examine the picture of himself. And am I able to take it off the wall?
You can if you would like to, yeah. If you want to fully burglarize the house, yeah.
I would like to take the painting off. I would like to basically open the back, and I would like to take my, what do I have? I guess I'll take my rapier, unless somebody has a dagger they can lend me. I would like to cut.
I got a dagger.
I would like to. I'll reach over. I'm assuming you're giving it to me, and I take it and I cut out the painting out of the.
You roll it up and you take it. Yeah, okay, cool. I like it.
What is this, Ocean's 11? What's happening here?
You guys are looting the fuck out of this house. So you now have an oil painting of Ivan.
Cool.
And you put the frame back up, but you take the paint
And
off.
I put the frame back up. Is there any other painting that I can put? Like, is there anything that I can put in there, like that would fit?
Like you think you
I
maybe
would like
could
to
take
put, like-
a tablecloth? You could remove the tablecloth and put it up there.
I do that.
All right,
And
so
you know what?
you like carefully
On-
remove the
on-
tablecloth and make sure none of the stuff falls, and you hang up the tablecloth to pretend it's something's in there.
I would like
Can
to put. I would
I-
like to put a frowny face, like of mud or blood. Or
Sure, you find something to mark it with.
I hand him an inkwell and a quill.
There you go. Here you go. Zook,
Yeah.
you see Zook like pride in his chest just swelling as you try and search for something to write on it with, and he provides you with something.
And I put like I'll put a sad face on it.
And there's now
It's like a
a
really,
tablecloth
really,
with a
like-
sad face.
A really
And-
first grade drawing of a sad face, like a sad person face.
All right.
Can I investigate the bottom of the footlocker?
Yeah, you notice that it appears to be a trap door, and it looks like it hasn't been used in ages. You don't even have to roll for it, because it's obviously there, because this guy's an idiot.
I
But,
want to go down.
yeah, there you go.
Before we go down, is there anything else of interest? Do we want to check out the spice cabinet or under his bed just before we head out?
What's in the
Cool.
larder?
Good idea.
Lard?
Well,
Just
the larder is
under
essentially sort of like a place where food is kept. It's sort of like
I'm going in there. Are you kidding? Yeah, let's go in there. He's rich. You wonder what kind of food he's got?
I feel like Zook at 2'8" can just about walk under the bed, so he's like crouching a bit more than normal, like walking under the bed, searching under the bed.
Yeah, you find some dust bunnies and some strange liquids underneath the bed. Dried spots. They're dried.
That's
Um,
not better.
That's well,
Ugh.
slightly better.
Zook comes out very quickly. You don't want to know what's under there.
You lived a long time, Zook. Come on. And
He's looking at the two kids.
yeah, exactly. You open the door to the larder, and there is stores of food. The fare actually isn't too amazing, but it's certainly better than the fare you've been having at the inn, and you hear that is around town.
I grab a string of sausages and wrap them around my neck and just start eating them as I walk back.
Yeah, I almost imagine you sort of had like the Cuban Revolution sort of style sausages around both shoulders, sort of bandolier style.
Yeah, bandolier.
Yeah, and you come out and have it with a bunch of sausages. Yeah, easily enough, you find a bunch of pretty good sausage, one might say.
Should we, when we leave, we probably should bring a bunch of this food back to the inn.
I'm gonna eat it. Are you kidding? Look, I mean.
No, we grab more when we leave. You can eat
Oh,
those.
okay.
We're
Okay.
redistributing the wealth,
I see.
mostly
I see.
to us.
Alrighty.
Unless, of course, we can find the
Can,
right phenomenon.
okay, so we open this trapdoor. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Sight and look down the trapdoor. Do I see anything?
What's that do?
Eldritch Sight is essentially detect magic, but
Oh yes, yeah, you get at will, yeah. You do actually get a ping from down there. There, in one of the crates, there is apparently some magic in one of the crates.
I was ready to go down in the basement.
At this point, I'm done wrapping up my little gifts and whatnot.
Yeah, you've painted
I agree.
a very good. Roll me a performance check to see how good this first grader's
I hope it's really bad.
smiley face is.
Could I
Performance.
be up there poking? No, I've been stuff. I was gonna say if I could be poking him to give him disadvantage.
Okay, that's actually not too bad.
So yeah, you're intentionally trying to make it bad, and you sort of like make your hands shake a little bit to give the eyes a little bit of a weird look, and the frown is like huge compared to the eyes, and yeah, you've made a very very bad frowny face, or
A very good bad.
a very good bad frowny
A
face.
goodly bad smile. Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool.
The cellar is dry and covered in a thin layer of dust as you run your fingers along the stairs as you come down. But otherwise, that's pretty well kept. Go ahead.
I investigate the chests to make sure they're not trapped.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that now. The cellar is dimly lit by a faint glow of light through the floorboards above, and many crates and boxes of various shapes and sizes litter the floor in a semi-organized manner. The cellar appears to be sort of beneath the stone's foundation and only contains a small opening barred with iron, just enough to keep it aired out.
Can, after I'm finished checking the crates with a 10, can I see if there's that cellar door to lead down here? Is that leading down to a different cellar?
Let me double
I
check.
saw a cellar door out back.
Yes, you did. I'm just double checking because they don't define exactly where things are very well. Okay, yeah. Yes, they are. You do see the cellar door leading outward, and you know there are guards posted outside of it. Yep.
How long are we going to be down here?
Not long. I just want to cast my detect magic again and find that thing that pinged at me.
Technically,
I
I forgot, but
feeling if anything's trapped or not.
you don't think anything's trapped.
Okay, nothing's trapped. You guys can open up crates.
Cool. I'm gonna trust him and open up the crate that pings at me with the magic item.
Yeah, I think detect magic. I forget. I think Matt said this recently, but I think detect magic is the only things you can see. But you would have investigated the boxes regardless. So you find it, and there are a bunch of sort of this crate that you open has 3 of the bottles in various crates. Appear to have some light healing properties, and you find 3 potions of healing.
Ooh, nice.
I want to keep one, and who needs a potion of healing?
I believe I already have one, so give it to Zook.
Okay.
There you
Because
go,
you
Zook.
need healing.
And I'm gonna save this other one to give to our paladin friend when we see him again.
Cool.
Yeah, generally speaking, you want to make sure all the non-healers have at least 2, and then healers can have 1.
Well, it's the fact that Zook has no health.
Yeah, that too. I'm assuming you guys all take.
Healing minimum heals me for half.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, literally.
Base minimum.
Some of the crates seem to be in disarray as if hastily moved or rummaged through recently, and the air here is crisp and rife with the smell of age.
Smell of
Age. Sorry, I must have cut out, or my my threshold wasn't high enough. But age. A-G-E.
There's no strange artifact.
No, not that you have noticed.
Can I just roll, as we're going down, can I roll like an investigation or perception?
Yep.
And
I'll explain what you guys see. You can go ahead and roll that.
Can I roll one as well?
You
Oh, that's
may.
my casting
That's
bonus.
fine. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead and roll it. Yeah, there's like about 12, sorry, not 30, 12 crates. The crates are shut but not sealed. You guys can just easily open and close them. 4 of them are full of lavish, oversized clothing. One of the small crates is lined with down and soft velvet, protecting some baubles inside, which I will tell you in just a moment. 4 of the crates are various types of spirits, and that's some of those you find the healing potions. And the rest appear to be various personal effects from a wide range of people. Some are like children's dolls, keepsakes, jewelry, deeds, and stuff like that. Hang on. Inside one of the box.
I'm gonna toss the deed to Zook and be like, "Hey, distribute the wealth." Am I right?
Oh, I'm gonna read the deed.
One of the boxes contains a note, and you read the following. I'm not sure what the hat box is, but this is what you read when you find it. As you roll that investigation check, I will message you the following, Ben. Do with that information what you will. What you guys found in one of the baubles is you find a carved bone statuette depicting a gazebo made of human bones, a small mirror set in a purple painted wooden frame, and a sardonyx worth a bunch of stuff. So I'll put this in the chat as well. And I will, again, of course, reiterate at the end of the session what treasure you guys get.
If the players do something.
If the players fully inspect the crates, you get the 3 potions of healing, which you did.
So wait, so the box that has the hat box, I guess, which is the box that had the note, it only has the note. It doesn't have like a powder box in it, like it's saying.
Correct. So this box is like a smaller box. It's a powder box, and there you go. Yeah. It's sort of like, I think a powder box is more like a let me Google it and see what it comes up, because I don't think I have a good understanding of
It
what
sounds
it
be
like
what
a
you'd-
makeup box.
Yeah, you'd store your makeup in.
That's what I thought as well. You're expecting to find maybe some jewelry or something, but
Would it not be?
would it not be what? It's
Yeah,
it's a nice
bigger
looking makeup box. But yeah, share with the crew what you will. But you've pretty much looted this place. You've snuck into the mayor of the town, or the governor of the town, and looted his house.
So the deed is for his house?
The deed is, there's random deeds to the town. So sort of like, there's random family crests and jewelry and deeds in here. You don't know if the family crests and deeds are from current families or past families,
I
or...
said as soon as I got past the deeds, I just started reading.
Okay, yeah. So you start reading the names. They don't appear familiar to you because you're not familiar with this town. So
Take these back and find out who these families are.
I'm weirded out that there's no artifacts. This is Callie speaking.
Should we scare those out back? Wait, did we close the door when we came in?
it's a trapdoor. You didn't necessarily need to close it.
No, I meant the front door.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can have shut the front door. Again, most of the townspeople appear to not give a shit.
I'm really surprised those guards can come out the cellar door. No? No one else thinks that's a good idea?
No, they're gonna attack us, don't you think?
Okay, let's go back out the front door. Probably grab some food too for them to cook us up at the inn.
Sure. On your exit, you grab some more shit from the larder. All of you are sporting some cheese and bread and bandoliers of some sausage. It's not even a dent in what this guy has in here, but you easily grab it.
Are we making a few trips, and are we going to be giving it to the townspeople who are walking down the street?
No, we're not gonna do multiple trips, but yeah, let's just hand out links of sausages to people on the street. I like it.
As you're walking back, the snow is coming. Everybody seems to be hunkered up in their sort of winter gear. And
just approaching them and handing them a sausage.
yeah, they see this small gnome approach them, and it's arms reach way up there, here you go, sir, here's some sausage, and thank you, my friend. It's been a while since I've had such good quality sausage in the middle of winter. And they start eating it because they don't want it to go bad.
Excellent.
When we get back to the inn, I want to talk to not Pumat Soul, but Pumat Soul.
Yes. So the guy that you guys were staying with, who also is mentioned in this one, let me see if I can find it. Grigory Whirlbach. He's at the Hare and Hare. That's sort of the inn slash general, one of the general stores.
Yep, I want to go in.
All right, so you guys head back to the Hare and Hare. Sure. As you guys know, the sign in front of the shop depicts a silhouette of a rabbit over a pair of crossed razors. And you can buy, obviously, as you know, weapons and equipment worth 10 gold or less. And you have a good relationship with Gordon. He says, "Well, hello there, my friends. How have you been faring these past day?"
Really good, actually. You know a lot about the people of this town, right?
Of course I do. I'm, a good friend of many of the people in the town. They view me as sort of a big
Okay.
brother.
Can you tell me about? And I go by the first family.
Yeah, you have, we'll say, 3 family deeds, and we'll say, he'll say, like, here we have the, Dunschlagers, and, the Archdukes, and the, I remember these fellows, the,
Well, I'm not showing him the deeds. I'm just asking him
Oh, sorry, go ahead. What is that?
by naming, by like asking about each of the families and what happened to them.
Yeah, so he says, "Oh, I remember I haven't heard these names in a while, but I think after they left the town, their assets were sort of liquidized and sold to the maybe the Burgermeister master or maybe the town. They're pretty much baubles at this point. There's no real value to their names anymore around here."
Where did they go?
They left for better pastures, as they say. At least that's what they say.
The house is still here in decent repair?
Well, they're being lived in by some other families. They just don't necessarily own the property.
Tell me where the houses are.
He points out 3 houses on the map.
Shall we go make some people their day?
I'm more interested in seeing the Eyes of Midnight, but, I can wait for you to go pass out some deeds.
Zook would be going as quickly as he can to pass out the deeds to the families that are basically paying rent for what should legally be their house.
Sure, you find the 3 properties that these deeds refer to, and one person's there, the other 2 you sort of pin on the door or slide underneath the door handle, and
I'll slide it up the door.
Yeah, so the first one, you knock on the door, and the person's there, and they come to the door and they say, hello, is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, this is for you. I just hold the deed up, and when they take it, turn around and leave.
As they're walking away, they say, where did you get this?
I just keep walking.
It fell off a wagon.
No, you don't. I can't have this. I don't know. I can't be seen with this. I can't. The Burgomaster would not be pleased. She says as she's sort of running after you, almost trying to shove this into your hands.
Sorry, Zach, I just realized you sent me a message in Discord.
You can use that information as you will. It doesn't necessarily matter. It's not mattered up until this point, so you have plenty of time.
Well, keep it.
You don't understand. I cannot keep this. If the Burgermeister's men come here, I will be beaten, bloodied, and then forced to pay double what I pay.
Why can't you? Why aren't you allowed to have it?
Hide it well. And if they ask if you have it, say no.
Roll persuasion.
11.
You see them looking very flustered, and they sort of stomp in the stone. They say, "Fine, but if anything happens to my family, I'll be coming to you." And she runs inside the house, and you see a lot of shuffling as she seems to try and hide the deed.
Zook, I don't think that was the best idea.
They should own their own house.
You're right, but that's not the way that things run around here, apparently.
Care.
I know you don't care, but if they end up dead, it's on your head.
No, they won't end up dead.
All right. We'll keep an eye on them.
So yeah, you have a bunch of other locations you can head to if you would like.
Sounded like the Eyes of Midnight to me.
Yep.
Are you gonna share any of that information that you received, Ben? Or Callie, rather?
Pop-Tart.
Oh, no worries. You Pop-Tarts take priority.
Ooh, yeah. So does sleep.
We're almost there.
As we're walking, I look at Zeus's. Duke, what's your familiar?
Iselios, a raven, I believe.
I look at your raven, and I ask you if you brought the raven down with you into the cellar.
He would have been on my shoulder unless he flew away. Did he fly away?
No, he didn't. He remained on your shoulder pretty obediently. Maybe a squawk like a soft coo or a squawk here and there, but he did not fly away.
I point out how strange it is that the bird never left your shoulder, but somehow there were bird footprints all over that cellar. I also point out. Yeah, didn't you notice? Also, it looks like no one left the cellar through the not trapdoor entrance.
Yeah, you guys all noticed as you were going down, the trapdoor entrance appeared very dusty.
Callie goes in to point out also all the strange human footprints that were around the boxes when we went down there. And she goes into her theory that this is a conspiracy that beings from another planet are starting to take over us.
I love it.
Well done.
So did you want to go back and look at it a bit more?
No, Callie, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm piecing together some kind of strange bird person stole this artifact that we went looking for, and all we found was a note telling us that the artifact existed. That's what Callie's deducing from all this information she said. So we got to go find a weird bird person who Callie is convinced is an alien.
Well, a bird person would be an alien.
Aren't we all aliens?
Alright, well, let's go to the Eyes of Midnight. I'll be on the lookout for a bird person. Demon person.
Tiny little man.
Found him. Alright, so we go into the eye thing.
Eyes of Midnight.
Cool.
A curved birch sign depicting a close-up of a raven's head with pupils painted to look like the full moon hangs above the doorstep of this wooden shop, and it reads, "The Eyes of Midnight, Baubles and Beyond." Yeah. You sort of, as you enter the Eyes of Midnight, the jingle of the doorbell doesn't seem to interrupt the tall man who runs the shop, casually bantering with a young man wearing a wolfskin cap. The man in the hat has just exchanged some jewelry and a few small hand tools for a short crate. And as you guys sort of enter, you see these two men talking back and forth. One of the men in the wolfskin hat sort of grabs the crate and is sort of talking to him. The owner itself is sort of bobbing his head a lot and like cocking his head to the side occasionally as he's talking with this man.
Can I insight check that? Because he looks like he's acting like a bird.
Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Insight 16.
Hang on, let me double check here. Yeah, I'll say that you're definitely getting some bird-like tendencies from Philar as you enter.
He behind a counter.
He is behind a counter. Hold on 1 second. Let me. So as you enter, you see Philar.
Distract him.
You see Philar. He is a tall, thin man with a long, crooked nose, pointed features, and thick black hair. He dresses in primarily black and darkened shades of gray. He has dark, beady eyes and bony fingers. He's pretty skittish. He seems to be moving constantly and sort of assessing his surroundings, moving in abrupt, jerky motions. Yeah.
You said he's you said he's behind a counter?
He is. He's the one running the shop.
Okay.
There's another
is
man
Is there
in here
anything
as
like
well.
on the counter?
Yeah, there's a bunch of random baubles and such, and you see the other man in the
Alright,
wolfskin cap. He's sort of around as
I
well.
go over to the counter and I kind of like lean on the counter, but I do it kind of clumsily, and I knock something off the counter that's towards him, and like I go to grab it so I can get a look at his feet. But I don't know if the thing falls on the ground.
Yeah, the thing falls easily enough. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
At this point, Zook's scrambling to go through like the gate to get to the behind the counter.
Yeah, you're scrambling.
I mean, does my passive perception do any better? I mean,
He seems to have regular feet to you.
okay.
Just he's wearing shoes, so it's not exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he's wearing shoes. Zook, so you scramble past the man in the sort of the hood and try and get behind the counter. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check while this man sort of just stares at you with a weird look on his face.
10.
And they all turn to you to go, can I help you, sir? Is there anything I can help you with? He says as he turns to you as you turn the corner to the back of the counter.
I get around the counter and I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and lift up to see what, I guess, see the boots.
Yeah, he's wearing boots. He's wearing shoes. He's like bats your mage hand away from him and it sort of dispels it, and he goes, "Right, so you're coming in my shop and you're lifting up my pants and my boots. What is the what appears to be the problem here?"
I give him a wink and run back behind Herba's legs.
Right, so that'll be a report.
apologies.
I don't appreciate the sort of sexual abuse that I'm encouraging here. I appreciate being appreciated, but not in this manner. And
2018 for them
And
too.
to like pinch his cheek like a grandfather or grandma would.
I kind of so so you're behind me, right? I kind of like just
Yeah.
look at him. I kind of just like bop him upside the head, and I go, "I apologize for that. Grandpa's kind of little nutty. You gotta warm up to him a little bit."
Not.
it's all right. It happened. It's fine. What can I help you with?
No, what are we here for exactly? I can't remember. We wanted to say hi.
Yeah.
Pardon me, I am a great descendant of Tatiana, and I'm looking for a precious artifact that was given to her by her husband, the handsome Sergei von Zarovich. This is my child, and she points to Darren the human, who is also a descendant of Tatiana and Sergei.
Roll me deception.
What are we doing?
Oh, I wish it was a crit.
Oh boy. Let me see.
What is the other guy doing at the point?
He's-
'Cause Grandpa's nuts.
He's just turning to leave. He does not see him. He's outie. He's sort of giving you all very strange looks and is just just trying to peace out at this point. Let me double check something real quick.
As he's leaving, I feel like Zook's be the one to just be like, "Bye," and just wave at him. It's like, "Bye, whatever."
Yeah, the
Bye,
man in the wearskin cap. Yeah,
Cast Mage Hand and lift up his pants.
roll me a perception check as you do that.
Ooh, 17.
You get you feel like this guy hasn't wiped for weeks. It smells almost like rotting flesh up in there. It's like almost like rotting flesh. It's real bad.
Like zombie rotting flesh?
It smells real fucking bad, and you've encountered zombies, and it smells real fucking bad.
I'm just gonna go, zombie!
You're gonna yell that?
Yell that, pointing at him.
All right, you do that. What do you? The guy just turns and looks at you crazily as he's walking out.
Does
Like
the
I
box
said.
he's holding, I mean, weird question, but does the box he's holding look like it could contain a powder box?
It's a relatively big box. Yeah, it definitely contain what you're thinking of. But the store owner says, right, and I'm Baron von Strahd himself. Very nice try.
I reach out my hand. It is nice to meet you, sir. You have a lovely country.
He shakes it. He shakes it. He's good-hearted with this one.
What is the guy in the wolfskin cap wearing beyond pants and like? Is it just a shirt or is it fairly heavy clothing?
It's normal-looking clothes. They're heavy because not as heavy as you've seen everybody else wearing, but it looks like a normal trader's clothes, but not quite as heavy.
How are his pants done up?
They're normal pants. I don't know what to tell you. They're tie pants. We'll say they're like jeans, except you tie them.
I use
What
my mage
clothing
hand
company
and
and
just
who
yank
designed
on
them?
the knot to untie them.
Okay, as you do that,
I slap Zook. I take him and I will tie him into the basket, tying his hands up.
yeah. So both of you roll me. You can roll me your spellcasting modifier. So your intelligence, right? So roll me an intelligence check, and you can roll me a dexterity check, Herba.
Do I just hit the dex?
Dex, yeah, just the dex, yeah.
13.
6.
Yeah, so you see this mage hand darting out towards this man's crotch region, and you go, smack! And you just give him a gib slap to the back of the head, and your concentration's sort of broken for a second, and your mage hand recoils back towards you.
Irma, he's a fucking zombie! Don't you smell him?
Not a zombie.
Smell him!
I smell him.
He leaves!
So you...
Sir, are you okay? Do you need any help with anything?
I think I'm fine. I've bought my goods and I'm going to go now. I think you should get your friend there checked out.
Yes, we do need to do that. Thank you.
Roll me a perception check as you approach him, Herba.
I was approaching. Okay.
I assumed you went to apologize, basically.
I guess, yeah. 18.
Yeah, he does smell like shit. He smells faintly of decay.
Faintly of decay or faintly of shit?
Decay. The scripture uses faintly of decay. That's what I said. Yeah.
So do we stab him now or later?
I'm just looking at you now that you're closer to him, like...
The man continues to walk out.
I look at him. I go, "That was bad," but I don't think he was dying or undead. I think he just doesn't know how to wipe. Like, have you seen the people around here?
I need to just check something.
Yeah, I won't advance anything until you guys decide what you'd like to do.
I don't even know what we're looking for, so. Oh, I can see that just
Yep.
popping up.
I just immediately yelled boo at the guy that I think is a zombie.
Alrighty. I guess at this point you'll probably have to roll me initiative, eh? I'm assuming you're doing cause fear.
Yes, I cast cause fear because I would know that a zombie would not be affected by it.
Sure. Let me double check.
Just that's what I wanted to double check.
We walk into this guy's shop. We abuse.
Arrest the fuck out of him.
Okay, so to be clear, zombies are not immune to fear, first off.
But if you look at it, and you awaken mortality in one creature you see within range. A construct or an undead is immune to its effect.
Oh shit, I did not know that.
I was
Scary.
checking my spell.
So you expend the spell slot expecting this to work. And...
Actually, no. Zuka's expecting this not to work because he's spelled death and is convinced he's a zombie.
You are pretty unsurprised, I guess, as it doesn't seem to work. And he sort of stares at you, his eyebrows furrowed, and you've done this weird hand motion, And are you guys continuing to go into sort of an
He
initiative
should
order?
be running from me right now, but he's not.
What does that mean?
He's a fucking zombie. Pardon my French. Earmuffs.
Earmuffs, Darren. Damn it. I mean, fuck. Ah, fuck.
Well, if he's a zombie and I draw my rapier,
You see the man getting very nervous and starting to move very quickly away from you. What do you guys do?
Hold.
Hey there.
I attempt to like push the
which
swords
one?
away. Like you don't need to fight him. He's not our enemy.
Zombie.
Kind of weird. An undead who's like just hanging out in a shop buying stuff. This guy's weird.
Talk to him.
Can we insight this? Can we insight check him?
Yeah, you can certainly do anything you would like to do because this is D&D.
Okay, I would like to summon a dragon.
Go ahead and roll me a d20.
I pull out my rapier and I say, "You better start talking right now, you zombie!"
Urba, you spend your action entreating the dragon gods, Bahamut, and there doesn't appear to be an answer.
I was
Darren,
only kidding about
I
that.
know. Of course, I know that. I'm just
Okay.
telling you. I'm just telling you. When you request dumb things, what happens?
So if I had the crit, would you give me a dragon?
No, you'd have to roll up 35. But yes, Darren, you do a thing. Roll me and Go ahead and roll me a you're saying are you telling him to stay where he stands? Stay where he is?
I'm telling him to start talking.
Go ahead and roll me a intimidation check.
Can I roll an
Say,
insight check
better
as this is going
him
on?
with his sword out.
4 plus 4 with that, but only 10.
Oh, I'd like to insight check him.
You see the man say, I'm just here to buy some things, and he like shows you his box, the box of stuff.
Is
What's
there
in
dead
the
stuff
box?
in there?
There's no dead stuff.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
The hand to
So
say no.
in the box is, hang on, I have a couple things. It's full of miscellaneous supplies, like a small knife, some thick thread, spices and dyes, that kind of stuff. He does show you the box. Can I go now, please? This is ridiculous.
Insight check.
My grandpa.
Go ahead and
here
insight.
says-
Yep. Yeah, he definitely does not appear to be telling the whole truth.
Interesting.
Zook
My
is just
grandpa here is
fuming
real
at
smart.
everyone else for not
He thinks
believing
you're a
him.
zombie, and I believe him.
That old man's crazy. He went behind the counter and lifted that man's shirt up.
He does that all the time.
But he hasn't steered us wrong yet.
I don't know if that's true or not, so I can't speak to his mental
I'm
acuity.
casting Mage Hand again to try to unlace his pants.
He
so
keeps
can't-
slapping your hand away as you do it.
But,
At
but I
this
thought his hands were holding a box.
as you do that, he has one hand underneath the box, and the other is slapping away your mage hand, as one would carry a box.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you
if
do
you're gonna
it.
if you're gonna keep trying, I will. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second.
Because then he can't run away as quickly.
Give me a second. As you're doing that and he's distracted, I will throw a net on him,
All right, roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
and we're all gonna get.
This net
fucked.
is becoming like one of the most handy weapons I have ever seen.
I've never seen it used in D&D before. You've been using it, Scott, but until now, fuck it, it's done some shit. It's done some good
Like
shit.
it's. I don't understand why people don't use like. It's like.
Well,
dual-
technically, nets have disadvantage all the time. Every single time you throw it. But I'm not going to rule it that way. I'm just going to basically rule that you have sharpshooter anyway. Because it's super lame if, like, I throw it within
Like-
5 feet. Oh, it's a ranged weapon attack. You have disadvantage. Okay, I throw it 10 feet. Well, it's in your second range increment, so you have disadvantage. Like, it's super fucking stupid.
Yeah,
It's
well, I mean,
like
I have
people
yeah.
not
advantage.
using the reach weapons too.
Yeah, exactly.
Initiative first. I don't even have my character out, so
You haven't needed it until now, really.
I rolled a 5. Fuck that.
Isn't it
Roll a
weird not having the additional +5?
Yes, I don't like it. Put me
I
in there
didn't.
for me, please.
I did not. Yep, smelled like death. He's a zombie. He smelled like other zombies.
You need to be in here, Scott.
I need to be in there, yes.
What did you get?
I got a 5. Oh, thank you. Before this, like, is it gonna be like me going first, like throwing the net on him?
It will not. He's very aware that you guys are suspicious of him, and he's been looking at you.
Really?
Yeah, sorry,
But this
Darren.
all happened because I threw the net. I said I'm gonna throw the net, and then you said initiative.
No, so the way the way surprise rounds works are if they are unaware of you and sort of have no cognizance of where you are, then you'll get the surprise round where all of you will get to go and they will not get reactions until their turn, and then their turn passes with them being surprised, and then they get their reactions, and then the rest of your turns, and then top of the order again. Whereas
agree with
him
that,
seeing you 100% and then him seeing you reach for a fucking net, he's gonna move.
He's distracted with the mage hand.
So Darren, you see Urba start to reach for a net. What do you do?
It's not. I don't want to stab a guy necessarily. I'm not 100% sure he's a zombie yet. So let's see, what can I do? Oh, yeah. I'll try this. I will cast Hideous Laughter on him.
Sure.
I'll tell him a joke.
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. I'll say, what is the safest place to be if a zombie's attacking? The living room.
Nice. And he starts laughing and drops his box of things and falls to the ground prone.
That's a great joke.
That's amazing.
That's a very good one.
That was actually
That is
really
good.
I would like to use that joke to inspire somebody as well. A
All
twofer.
of us, because I think that was a really good one.
Yeah, that's a good
I'll
one.
give it to Irma because he's gonna throw a net.
And I have 3 of them, so I could throw 3 nets at the guy.
Jesus. What have I done? Next up is Callie.
Cool. I'm gonna spend my turn blocking the entrance, and if he, in some way gets up before my next turn, I'm going to intimidate him to not move.
Sure, you're readying an action to intimidate. Okay, cool. Up next is Zook.
He's laying on the ground laughing.
He is.
I'm gonna go up to him, and while he's laying on the ground, I'm gonna start trying to go through his pockets, see if I find anything.
As he's laughing, you're gonna rifle through his pockets.
I'm going to attempt to.
Go ahead and roll investigation.
I need some incriminating evidence. That would be an 18 investigation.
Yeah, you start rifling through his pockets, and hang on, let me see here. You guys have really sort of thrown off the scent of this sort of session here. I'm gonna sort of jump around a little bit.
Path? What path were we supposed to follow?
There wasn't really. It's more that I wasn't prepared for you guys to take this specific sort of set of events here.
I mean, you did say that the girl was supposed to die, but we saved
Look,
her.
things are all fucked up, okay?
You're the
Just
one who
look
said
at
it
the
was-
recap so far. Like,
I saw that.
what are we doing?
I saw that. That's awesome. We broke into the guy's house we weren't supposed to break into.
No, that part that was scheduled. That's fine.
Yeah. I feel like I'm no longer chaotic good.
Boy, oh boy.
You're chaotic neutral. You're chaotic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not necessarily good, but you're definitely. I mean, good.
Yeah.
If you're actually redistributing the wealth, that'd be a different thing. But
I did. I gave the deeds back.
that's true. So you're still in the right.
And you gave everybody sausage.
Yeah, I gave people sausage.
You don't find
Just the costing a man.
you don't find anything of value in the man's pockets as you rifle through them.
Is he well endowed while I'm rifling through?
What is it?
Is he well endowed while I'm rifling through his pockets? Since I'm assuming he's rolling around.
Oh God, yeah, he's well endowed, but everything you touch is very cold. He feels cold despite his. You now have a sprite-sized mace, a dick, similar to.
That's gnome-sized right there.
Yeah, well, maybe for you. I think that guy's really well endowed if that's the case. But no, there's nothing of value sort of in his pockets, but you feel the sort of a sort of coolness through his clothing.
As like bonus action, reaction, I'll be like, he ain't warm.
Yeah, yep, that's fair. Yep.
I guess that would be my turn.
At this point, the boxman doesn't get to do shit, and it makes a saving throw. And fails.
He's all chuckles.
That joke was really good. Go ahead, Urba, as you throw your net.
I throw my net.
Roll an attack.
Boom.
Somehow, while he's on the ground, you manage to miss the net, and
You're inspired. You're inspired.
Yes, you are inspired if
You
you'd
get
like to
another one,
use
right?
it. No, inspired is an additional D6. It still misses, unfortunately. You're like, you get a little
What the
closer,
fuck?
but it misses.
Would I have been
Sadly.
able to hit if I had like 6?
If you got a 6, you would have actually been able to hit. His AC is 14, as far as you know.
Jesus Christ, that's higher than mine.
We'll come to the top of the order, and it is Darren's go.
Well, nobody's attacked him yet.
Well, I technically have.
Technically, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And I felt him up.
You did. You did feel him up. This is a great Curse of Strahd. At least, this is supposed to be very dark. I'm glad you guys are lightening this up for me, because otherwise I'd be pretty depressed.
So with hideous laughter, is there anything like if they get hurt? come out of
Let
it?
me double check. I believe it might be every time they get hit.
Oh, each time it takes damage.
End of its turn, and if it takes damage, correct.
Well, I like what he's doing so far, so I guess I'll just get up next to him and could I ready an attack if he gets up and gets aggressive?
Yes, you certainly can.
Okay, so I'll just pull out the rapier and get ready to attack him if he breaks the spell.
Go ahead, Callie.
I guess as an action, I'm gonna detect magic to see if I can sense any magic on him. See if he's a construct.
He is not a construct. You don't. Let me double check.
Oh, just so everybody's aware, today's Piccolo Day.
Yeah, May 9th, Piccolo Day.
I did not know that.
Holiday?
I like Piccolo.
Therefore,
Why?
every May 9th will be celebrated as Piccolo Day.
He's the dad Gohan needed. Didn't
Yes.
have.
You do not ping any magic from this person.
Cool, that's my turn.
Zook. Zooky Poo. You feeling this
Widows.
man? Sorry, we interrupted you as you're.
So he's still laughing on the ground.
That is indeed the case.
Maybe... Can I touch his face?
Yeah, it's cold. You touch his face and it's cold.
Cold. It feels like normal skin, or
Oh, I
just
mean, it definitely does
clammy
not
skin?
feel like normal skin because it's cold. It's clammy, it's cold, it does not feel good like normal human skin.
Zach, describe to us what a dead person feels like.
Well, you see.
I'm just gonna zap him then with shocking grasp.
Alright, roll with advantage.
Good, because that was a 1. 17, so that's 22.
Yep, go ahead and roll it. It's electric damage, right?
D8 lightning, and he cannot take reactions.
Sure.
4 lightning damage.
Cool.
Alright, we're killing this guy's ass.
Now I'm trying to zap him out of his laughing fit.
Well, he has definitely stopped laughing. And on his turn, he stands up. And he reaches out towards you, Zook.
I stab him.
You do get your reaction as this occurs. Oh, that does hit. Go ahead and roll damage. 8. Yeah, you stab into him, and you see no blood oozes from the wound, and you remove your rapier, and it doesn't appear. The wound sort of closes up a little bit.
What?
Told you!
Zook, what's your
Wait,
AC?
closes up?
Zook, what's your AC?
Shield.
You see him reach towards you, and you cast shield, his hand deflects away from you. As this happens, as you cast shield, you see the mist coming through the open door where he was leaving sort of envelop him, and it almost is as if he fades into the mist and disappears.
Can I wildly swing with my dagger?
Sure, you can take a fun reaction attack, sure.
This one, so that's an 18.
You slash into this incorporeal form, and it slices through the mist.
1 piercing damage.
Nice.
I
Sorry,
rolled a
Zach.
2.
Zach, when the guy was on the ground, did I not get an advantage on that?
It was a ranged attack roll, so technically, if you were within 5 feet and it was melee, you'd get advantage. If you're away from it, you'd have disadvantage. So I just sort of did it a straight roll. So like ranged attack rolls on somebody who's prone have disadvantage. So normally, technically, it would have been disadvantage, but I didn't. It didn't make sense, you know.
Right there, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I was curious. Okay.
And the man appears to have disappeared, and
Stay behind.
the box did stay behind. Yeah.
I
Yes,
look at the shopkeep.
Yeah, I guess we're all gonna have to
Hell
turn
is
and
he?
look at the shopkeeper.
You do business with people that turn into mist very often?
That are dead? He didn't bleed. He was cold.
So we can end it here or go for another half an hour. Up to you guys.
Be probably a good place to end.
So as he disappears into mist, you all turn with accusing eyes toward Philar the shopkeep, and he stares back at you, shaking and looking very scared, the same as you are. And that's where we'll end it for this week.
You said we're scared.
Well, not scared, surprised. Sorry. I didn't mean to put words in your mouth.